outcome of the first global stocktake contained in document FCCC/PA/CMA/2023/L.17. Hearing no objection, it is so decided.
After the applause comes the criticism. While it is the first time the COP is mentioning fossil fuel in 30 years, the text calls on parties to contribute to the global efforts to reduce emissions. Insiders say the word cause is seen as the weakest of all the terms to be used in the United Nations Thai Guide. On behalf of the Alliance of Small Island States, Samoa was first to voice their concerns.
Mr. President, on paragraph 28, we are exceptionally concerned that this does not do what we need. In subpara 28D, the exclusive focus on energy systems is disappointing. We are concerned that paragraphs 28E and H potentially take us backward rather than forward. In subpara E, we are being asked to endorse technologies that could result in actions that undermine our efforts. In subpara H, we see a litany of loopholes. It doesn't deliver on a subsidy phase-out, and it doesn't advance us beyond the status quo.
This stand draws ovation from delegates. Unfortunately, it is a little too late. The adopted text, known as the UAE Consensus, is different things to different parties. Some see it as a signal to the fossil fuel industry that its days may be numbered. In 30 years, the outcome mentioned fossil fuel for the first time, calling parties to triple renewable energy by 2030 and doubling energy efficiency.
It clearly reflects what the science says. To keep 1.5 degrees within reach, we have to urgently peak greenhouse gas emissions and reduce them by a minimum of 43% by 2030 and 60% by 2035. That is a goal that can keep us on track. The direction to triple renewable energy, double energy efficiency, phase down unabated coal power, halt and reverse deforestation and degradation by 2030, and substantially reduce non-CO2 emissions by 2030 are all foundational to our efforts for the next 7 years and beyond.
But the adaptation text is weaker than previous versions, with few metrics or definitions, but a plan to get there over 2 years.
Early 2025, countries must deliver new nationally determined contributions. Every single commitment on finance, adaptation, and mitigation must bring us in line with a 1.5 degree world. Countries must prepare and submit their first ever biennial transparency reports by the end of next year.
Indeed, the real work starts after now. Many are living here knowing it is not the best deal.
To move the world in a just, equitable manner towards 1.5, the developed countries need to be more forthcoming in providing support to developing countries like Nigeria in the form of large-scale investment, technological transfers, capacity building, and funding.
Allow me, please, to declare the meeting adjourned.
So it's goodbye from Dubai. But while the focus has been on the phase-out of fossil fuel, there is no clear guideline on how the transition will be fairly funded and provides no clear support for the majority of the parties who need to scale up on adaptation. From Dubai Expo City, the venue of COP28, Ayola Kasim, Channels Television News.